Well, welcome everybody. Welcome back to another Keep Moving with Emily. I'm so glad you're joining me. Today we're getting in a fun full body workout, a little 3-2-1, 3 minutes of strength, 2 minutes of cardio, 1 minute of core is our kind of like format today. So you'll need some weights, and of course you can always do this seated or standing, depending on how you're doing today. As always, we'll do our nice warm up body scan up on the screen, so we can kind of check in, see how we're doing today. Every day is different, so wherever you're at, find yourself in a comfortable position. Take a big breath in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and we're gonna be present for the next, hour as we move our bodies. So let's kind of check in from our head to our toes, check in with your fatigue. How are we feeling today? How's our fatigue? Can be a lot of different things, from muscular fatigue to MS fatigue to cognitive fatigue. So just kind of check in with all those things. And as we go throughout our workout, just kind of make modifications depending on how you're feeling. Give yourself permission to do things seated if you're feeling a little more fatigued today. And check in with the rest of your body, any pain, tightness in our muscles, whatever it is, just kind of notice that. If we have any balance issues today, use what you have around you, whether that's your chair, walker, to help you stand if you've got some balance issues or leg weakness today. Last thing, set that intention. Why are you here today? For me, it's to help you get moving and to move myself. So set that intention, take a big breath in, reach those arms up to the sky. Nice stretch in the spine, and exhale. All right, if we're seated, I want you to sit up nice and tall on the edge of your chair. Core is engaged. We're gonna look from right to left, getting in a nice dynamic warm up from our head to our toes, prepping our body for our workout. Good. We're working some muscular endurance today, cardiovascular endurance, a little bit of repetition, so it'll be good. All right, look up to the sky, chin to your chest. Unless you get that weird electric thing, then just look up to the sky and head back to the screen. Good. Ooh. Nice dynamic warm up. I don't know where you are and what your temperatures are like, but it is warm here, so make sure you've got a fan on, water for hydration, cooling towels if you need it. Last one. Nice. All right, head back up. We're going for arm openers. Open up those arms nice and big. Cross the arms over your chest. Incorporate that lower body if that works for you. If you're standing, you can shift weight from side to side or do a side step, whichever feels good to you. Good. Nice. Getting that blood pumping, muscles warm. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Shake out those arms. We're going for skiers. So arms up overhead. Exhale, bend forward. Hands kind of come down towards those ankles, and inhale nice and big. So my feet are flat on the floor. Hands come down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend forward or hinge forward. Getting a nice stretch in the back. Shoulders. Good. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale, reach. Lengthen in that spine. Exhale, come forward. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Nice. Sit up nice and tall. Core is engaged, and some shoulder rolls backwards. You can add those elbows. Woo! Nice. Nice, big exaggerated motions, and forward shoulder rolls. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. We're going for some spinal twists. Reach and reach. Good. Feels so good in the spine as we reach that opposite hand to that opposite wall. Good. Warming up our brain and our body. 3, 2, 1. Moving into those reach overs, forearms on our thigh. Reach it up and over and switch. Ooh, this feels really good in the shoulders, those lats, obliques. Works that range of motion in those shoulders. Let's go 2 more on each side. Reach for 1, and 1, and 2. All right, let's move into that lower body. We're going for some knee hugs. Couple options. We can either do a knee hug and then ankle rotation, or if we're having some like tightness in our muscles, we can kind of pull and release a few times. That's a great option too. So we can either pull and do some ankle rotations, point and flex, then you switch, or you pull and release, pull and release. So you decide what feels good. You can even do a combination of both. You do a couple pull and releases, a couple ankle rotations. We're warming up our hips, we're warming up our ankles. Obviously, we're not holding any of these stretches for very long because our muscles are not quite ready for that. That's why we do a dynamic warm up. Slowly move through all of these exercises. Good. Perfect. We'll get in 1 more on each leg. Nice little knee hug, ankle rotation. Last one here. And then we'll finish with those hamstring scoops. This one always feels so good. Okay, extend your right foot out in front, heels on the ground, toes pointed up. And we're gonna scoop those hands down towards that foot, reach to the sky. Good. Nice stretch in the hamstring. Nice stretch in those shoulders and the chest. Nice big exaggerated circle. Good. 2 more here. Reach and scoop. Last one. Reach and scoop. Perfect. Pull that leg in. Other side. Extend that heel out. Heels on the ground, toes pointed up. Reach and scoop. Getting in a nice stretch in our lower back as well. All right. Let's go for 3 more. Here's a 1. Good. And a 2. And 3. Very nice. All right. If you don't yet have your hand weights, go ahead and grab those. Grab some water. And I'm going to put the workout up on the screen and you'll kind of see what our workout's going to look like. So here we go. I'm going to grab some water while I kind of explain what's about to happen. So up on the screen, you're gonna see 3, 2, 1 again, 3 minutes of strength, 2 minutes of cardio, 1 minute of core. So how it's gonna work is we're always gonna have 2 strength moves and we're always gonna have 2 cardio moves. I'm gonna walk us through our strength first. And so how it's gonna work is we've got 2 strength moves, we've got an upper body and a lower body. So we got sit to stands and then curl to presses. So how it's gonna work is we're gonna do those sit to stands for 45 seconds, rest for 15, and then go straight into the curl presses. And then we're gonna go back to the top to those sit to stands. So at the end, we'll end up doing 3 minutes of strength there. So 2 sets of sit to stands, 2 sets of curl to presses, and alternating. So I'm gonna show you what those look like, and then I'll walk us through our cardio. So obviously sit to stands, we're gonna stand up, sit down. If you wanna make it more intense, you can always add 1 weight or 2 weights. That's always gonna increase your intensity. If sit to stands don't work for you, if standing works for you and you can shift weight from side to side, great. Standing is an exercise. If not, we're gonna do this leg extension from a seated position, lifting the toe, squeezing in the quad, okay? So that's your lower body exercise. Then we got curl to presses. You can use 1 weight or 2 weights depending on how you're feeling today. You can also do it seated or standing. I'm gonna show you with 1 weight, but essentially we're gonna do a bicep curl and then press, okay? Again, with 2 weights, you can curl to press, you can, yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Curl presses and sit to stands. Then we're gonna go straight into our cardio, which is 2 sets of 30 seconds each. We've got rope climbs where you reach and pull, and I'll remind you as we get there too. And then heel tap to reach. So as I tap my heel out in front of me, I'm gonna reach those hands up, and then as I pull that heel in, hands come down, okay? If a tap doesn't work, if you have like a rollator, walker, or a chair, you can always push forwards and backwards, reaching those hands up. If your arms are getting tired, you can always reach hands forward. If we're standing, we're here, okay, or here, and then those rope climbs. All right, first though, we're starting with strength, sit to stands, or leg extensions, and then those curl to presses, so have your weights handy, and we're gonna get started in 15 seconds. Are you ready? Sit to stands are first, or leg extensions, 45 seconds of work, then we'll rest for 15. All right, you ready? Feet are shoulder width apart and begin. We're gonna stand up, find your balance, then sit down. We're controlling up as we stand up, push through those heels, controlling the weight back down. If I need to use the arms on my chair or use a chair in front of me, go for it. Nice. Stand up and sit down. Good. I'm inhaling as I sit, exhaling as I stand. Power breath as we stand. Good. If we're seated, we're doing this nice little leg extension here. You got 10 seconds left. Keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Quickly grab those weights. One weight or two, seated or standing, up to you. We got those curl to a press, so we're working biceps and shoulders. I'm gonna start seated and then I'll stand. Weights are down by our side. We start 3, 2, 1, let's go. So you're gonna curl, press those weights up overhead, lower, all the way down. Curl to a press. We can have arms wide, like so. You can also have wrists face each other, do more of like a hammer curl, military press, whichever feels better. Again, you can always go single weight too. Nice. Seated or standing, let's go. 20 seconds left. And then we're going back to those sit to stands. Nice. So this is our 3 minutes of strength for the working muscular endurance. These are longer rounds, lots of repetition, so good for our brain. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Drop that weight. Back to those sit to stands. Stand up, sit down. If you want to make it harder, hold on to one weight or two weights, up to you. All right, we start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Technically I was doing a stand to sit, but sit to stands here, 45 seconds. Functional move, we do this every day. We stand up, we sit down. With these, I want you to focus on quality over quantity. So we're not going for speed. I want you to get a nice, good stand. Stand up, squeeze in those glutes and quads. Find your balance, core strong, then sit back down. Controlling it up and controlling it down. If we're starting to get tired, you can always do leg extensions. Nice job, you got 10 seconds left. And then we'll do one more set of those curl presses. Good. Use that breath. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Grab your weights. Curl to presses, seated or standing. If you're standing, go on ahead and get your balance. One weight or two weights, you decide. Ready? And let's go. Curl to that press. Good. So if I'm standing, my feet are shoulder width apart, slight bend in my knees. Good. Keeping that core nice and strong. These weights throw off our center of gravity and our balance. We gotta make sure core is strong, legs are strong. If I'm getting a little tired, or if that doesn't feel good, I can always do it seated. You got 15 seconds left. We're almost finished. Then we're moving into cardio. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Good. Drop those weights. Again, we've got rope climbs to heel taps. So we got 30 seconds of rope climbs, seated or standing. Then 30 seconds of heel tap with that reach, and then repeat it to get us to 2 minutes of cardio. Are you ready? All right, I'm gonna do these ones standing. You decide if you're gonna go standing or seated. We start in about 10 seconds. Are we ready? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Rope climbs. Reach, pull, reach and pull. If you're standing, you can add in a little bit of like a knee pump, pop, pop, or turn it into a dance move. You can move those hips. Good. Reach and pull, or reach and pull. Go, go, go. 10 more seconds left. Then we got that heel tap with the reach. And go. So I kind of like to add like a little bit of a twist with the reach, but if my arms are starting to get tired, reach forward. Good. Again, I can shift my weight from side to side. That works. You can do a side step if you want, if that feels better. Good. If we're seated, we're here. Good. 10 seconds. Then we're back to the top with those rope climbs. Push and pull with that walker forwards and backwards as you reach and pull. 3, 2, 1. Shake out the arms. Back to those rope climbs. You ready? Let's go. Reach and pull. We're doing 2 minutes of cardio. Cardiovascular endurance here. Woo! Good. Seated or standing, you decide. Reach and pull. Let's go. Anytime we reach, hands up overhead. You are working that heart and those arms. Holy cow. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heel tap with that reach. Final set. 30 seconds. Let's go. My shoulders are tired, so I'm reaching forward. If you can reach up overhead, awesome. You're hardcore. Woo! Let's go. Maybe you do like a combo. Up, up, in the center. Good. Good. Woo! Come on. 10 seconds. Can you finish strong? Hup. Good. Nice. So this is working the coordination too. 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. And rest. Shake out those arms. All right, we're finishing with 1 minute of core. So here's how this is gonna work. Go to pause on my timer. We got sit up to 2 punches. So we got 1 minute of core. So this is like a long round of working our core. So we're gonna take a seat. You're gonna lean back in your chair, touch those shoulder blades to the back of your chair. We're gonna exhale forward. Then you're gonna add a punch, punch. I'm going across the body. If you want more, you can punch like nice little crossover punches. So you're gonna sit back, inhale, exhale, nice little crunch, punch, punch. This is where we take out any frustration in a healthy way with these punches, a little bit of kickboxing. 1 minute of work. Are you ready? We start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Inhale back, exhale forward, punch, punch. Good. You got this. Inhale, exhale, punch and punch. Perfect. Stay strong. Working some endurance today. We're halfway there. Crushing it. We're crushing it, man. By the end of this workout, you'll have done a full body workout with some cardio, some core, some strength, working all of those major muscle groups. Good work. Can you give me 15 more seconds? Yes, you can. I'm here with you. Stay strong. Nice. Keep it up, keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Boom. Nice work. Grab some water. Round 1 completed. We're moving on to round number 2. Let's go. Grab some water while I walk us through our next set of exercises. Okay. Hydration's super important. Don't forget. All right, we got some hamstring curl with a calf raise and then front raise to a chest press. All righty, if you have a TheraBand handy, you can always use that for our front raise and chest press, or if you have a wall, you can always do a good little push-up, or if you have a desk or a countertop in front of you, you can always do push-ups as well. Just keep in mind the distance of your space, because it will take a little time to transition and we don't have much time. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we got hamstring curl to a calf raise. So I'm gonna go from a seated position, tap my toe underneath my chair, right foot, then left foot, and then 2 calf raises up onto the toes, okay? Hamstring curl, calf raise, calf raise. If tapping our toe doesn't work, but we're in a seated position, you can always push and pull yourself forwards and backwards using those heels. That'll engage your hamstring, and then you got those 2 calf raises, okay? For those of us standing, hanging onto our wall or countertop, we're gonna go curl, curl, calf raise, calf raise. All right? Working the back side of that leg, hamstrings, and those calves. Then we got a front raise to a chest press. We can go with no weight at all, and just do body weight. Arms come up to eye level, pull those elbows back, push and down, okay? That's option one. If you have weights, hold those weights, one weight, two weights, same idea. We're working our chest, our back, our shoulders. If you have a TheraBand, same idea. Find that resistance, front raise, chest press. Seated or standing, of course. Or if you have something close by, you can always do good old push-ups against your door frame, countertop or wall, okay? Let's do this. All right, we've got 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Are we ready? We'll start in 15 seconds. So figure out which versions you want to do, seated or standing. Have those weights or TheraBand handy for when we transition to our upper body. We'll start in 3, 2, 1, hamstring curl, 2 calf raises. Let's go. Good. We're working the back side of that leg and those calves. So I want you to think about those muscles. Tapping the toe underneath our chair with the calf raises, or I'm pulling that heel up to the booty, up onto those toes. Good. Working a little bit of single leg balance and balance as we go up onto those toes. Nice. Now if you can add in a little bit of rock back onto the heels, that's gonna challenge you even more. So just keep that in mind. Good, 10 seconds left. Curl, curl, calf raise, and rest. Good. Grab your weights, grab your TheraBand, get to your door, or you're doing this seated. Front raise that chest press. I'm gonna use my TheraBand. I like this option. I get to control the resistance. The closer my hands are in that resistance, the harder it's gonna be. The wider the hands, the easier it's gonna be. Let's go. Front raise, chest press. Good option here. For standing or for seated, if we're seated, sitting up nice and tall, core is engaged. Good. If you're using your weights, just raise those weights up, one weight or two weights, pull it towards your chest. Exhale as you push away. Good. If we're against our wall, inhale as we come towards that door, exhale as we push away. Hands are shoulder width apart, core is strong, legs are strong. Good. Lots of options. 10 seconds left. And we're repeating all this one more time. Good. Perfect. 3, 2, and 1. All right, drop that weight. Back to those hamstring curls, calf raises, seated or standing. That seated option, you can push, pull yourself forwards and backwards. Keep that in mind. Find your balance. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Curl, curl, calf raise, calf raise. When we think about the muscles we're working, we work them even more. Little mind-body connection, so keep that in mind. Again, we're going for quality, not quantity, so we're really focusing on good options here. Again, rock back onto those heels if you can. That works the front side of our shin, which helps us with walking, helps us, strengthen those muscles so we don't get with a drop foot. Good. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, back to that front raise chest press, TheraBand, weights, or your desk or wall. Are you ready? If you've got that TheraBand, find that tension. Try to rip that thing apart. Ready, go. If you're seated with me, are we sitting up nice and tall? Are we sitting on the edge of our chair? Core is engaged. Good. So those arms come up, pull those elbows back, squeeze in the chest as we come forward and down. Nice. Tension in the arms that whole time. Good. If we're standing, slight bend in those knees. Perfect. If you're holding those weights, keep them together, like holding, and pull it back and push it forward. Keep it up. You got 15 seconds left. Unless you're doing these push-ups and you're staying strong. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest really quick. We're moving on to our cardio. We've got the same idea, 30 seconds times 2. We got punches. You can do punches in whatever version you want. In front, across the body, up high. You can go speed bag, whatever version you want. Then you got jumping jacks. Arms can come up overhead, arms can come in front. You can do a combination of both. You can include lower body with a tap. You can bring a knee up. This is your workout, so just do whatever version works for you. We're starting with punches. Got twice through. Let's go, 30 seconds each. 2 minutes of cardio, seated or standing. You decide. Are you ready? We start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, punches. Nice and strong, nice and strong. Good, we're here for 30 seconds. You can always change it up and add a little bit of a side punch. You can do a single, single, double. 15 seconds left. You can also punch up high. You can also do a speed bag, whatever version feels good. Last 10 seconds. Stay strong. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to those jumping jacks. Let's go. Hands up overhead. Tap that foot to the side. You can bring a knee up. You can tap a heel or just do here. If arms are starting to get tired, you can go to that seal jack. Arms come in front, almost like you're clapping your hands. Good. Perfect. Or you can do up overhead, in front, up overhead, in front. Nice. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick little rest. Last minute of cardio. Punches, begin. Let's go. So I might go high to medium to low with these punches. Single, single, double punches. Whatever version feels good to you. 15 seconds left. Speed it up. Let's go. Come on. We're going to finish strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick little shake out. Last set of jacks. Let's go. 30 seconds strong. Come on. This is where we call muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance. Not a lot of rest. Little high intensity interval training. Let's go. 15 seconds. Yep. You're doing it. 10 seconds left. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness, my arms. Woo! Shake out the arms. Open up that chest. We're finishing with 1 minute of core. We've got some starfishes. You can use lower body or leave it. It's up to you. So my feet are kind of like, my legs are bent, touching those ankles as I reach forward. I'm gonna inhale, do like a half of a sit up, so not all the way back. Arms come up, and then I'm gonna exhale as I crunch, chest to thighs, touch those ankles. If you want a little bit more, incorporate those legs as you do that big starfish, okay? 1 minute of core. You ready? Let's do this. We start in 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Starfishes. If you incorporate that lower body, you're just kind of getting a little bit more of that cardio core. But if lower body is not in your wheelhouse, you're like, nah, you can take it or leave it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come forward. Good. Good work. Reach. And exhale. Halfway there, 30 seconds down. 30 seconds to go. Use that breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale as you crunch. And bringing that chest towards those thighs. Nice. Nice. Finishing strong here. Good. 15 seconds left. Reach and crunch. Reach and crunch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Shake out those arms, stretch out those arms, grab some water, Moving on to our final round of 3, 2, 1. Nice job, everybody. Y'all know the drill. All right, we got squat taps and row to kickbacks for our 2 strength moves, 45 seconds each. So squat taps, seated option. We're tapping a foot to the side, bringing it back to the center and switching. You can also physically lift if our legs are starting to get tired or if lower body's just not in our wheelhouse today. Standing option, you can tap the foot to the side, bring it back to the center and switch. You can do a side step. You can also step, shift, weight, come back to center. Step, shift, weight, come back to center, okay? Those are your lower body options. We got row to kickbacks. Standing option, what it's gonna look like is I'm gonna have my weights in my hands, feet are shoulder width apart. I'm gonna hinge forward, bring that booty back, back stays flat, pull the weights up to my hip pockets, kick those weights straight back and lower. I can do 5 and then stand, or I can do 1 and stand each time, just to kind of protect that lower back. Again, we're doing a row, pull those weights to our hip pockets, squeeze in those shoulder blades, bring those elbows back, kick them straight back, working the triceps, and lower. If we're seated, I like to have my heels out because that's gonna engage my hamstring. As I bend forward, bring my chest towards my thigh, row, kick back. Again, I can do 5 here in this bent over, and then sit up nice and tall, or you can sit up nice and tall each rep. You decide. You got 2 rounds, so try one version and then try the other version the second time, alrighty? And then I'll walk us through our cardio when we get there, alrighty? Let's go, 15 seconds, we'll get started. So, we don't need weights for the first round, squat taps. We're working inner thigh, outer thigh, and glutes. Seated or standing, hang on to your chair if you need to. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So squat tap. I like to be in a little bit of a bent stance because then that really works my quads and my glutes. It's really gonna burn it out. My hands are on my hips, but if I need a little bit of extra balance, hang on to something. Good. I can also step, come back to center. Step, come back to center, or side step. Still working the same muscles, just a little bit differently, whatever version feels good. Seated options here. You got 15 seconds. Nice. Keep it up, keep it up. 10 seconds to go. If I need to physically lift. Hey, we're still working our muscles. We're working those hips. We're moving them in different directions. 3, 2, 1, rest. Grab your weights. Decide if you're gonna do this seated or standing. Get in that standing position. I'm gonna start seated. My heels are out in front of me, or your feet are shoulder width apart standing. Roll those shoulders down and back. You ready? Hinge forward, back stays flat. Row, bring those weights to your hip pockets, extend back and lower. You can do 5 reps in this bent over position or sit up tall each time. You decide. Good. Squeeze in those shoulder blades. Good. Pull those weights up, extend straight back. We're working back muscles and triceps. Hinge, row, kick it back. You got about 10 seconds left. Again, if you need a break for that back, as you lower those weights, squeeze in the glutes and stand, and go back to it. Let's go, one more rep if you can. 3, 2, 1, rest. Good. Drop those weights. Finishing with those squat taps, one more round. Challenge yourself if you feel like challenging yourself. Take a seat if you need a break. Hang onto that wall countertop or take a seat. Let's go. Next set. Squat taps. I'm tapping to the side. Foot comes back to center. Let's go. Now obviously if you wanted something a little bit more intense, a little bit spicier, if you had one of those like booty bands or a TheraBand loop, you'd put that around your thighs and that would just like add extra resistance. But that's not for me today. Maybe it's for you another day. Good. Can you give me 15 more seconds here? Stay strong, inner thigh, outer thigh, glutes, balance. Core stays strong. Come on, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Good. Grab those weights, moving into that row to kick back. One more set. If you're standing, find your balance. Feet are shoulder width apart. Slight bend in those knees. Roll those shoulders down and back. Ready, 45 seconds of work. Let's go. Hinge, row to a kick back. I'm gonna stand each time. Get a little bit more hamstring, a little bit more glute. Good, I'm hinging forward, back stays flat. Pulling those weights up to my hip pockets, squeezing those shoulder blades as you pull those elbows back. Again, we're thinking about those muscles, back muscles. Triceps as we extend straight back. 15 seconds left. Stay strong. We're gonna move into some cardio. Good. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Drop those weights. I'm gonna change things up a little bit. Normally we do 30-second intervals. We're gonna do something a little bit different this time. We're gonna do 1 minute of forward wide up, but this is kind of like a reaction drill. We've done this one before, so I might say forward, I might say wide, I might say up, I might do a combination, but we're gonna go for a minute straight, and then we'll finish with a minute of marches. Marches can be here seated, pumping those arms, pumping those legs. I can just pump my arms. If I'm standing, I don't even have to lift my feet. I can just kind of pump my knees as I go opposite arm. Or you can walk about your space. And we'll be there for 1 minute. Changing it up on you, we're still doing the same amount of time. It's just 1 minute each instead of 30 seconds split up, all right? We're gonna get started in 15 seconds. So we're going for forward wide ups, and then I'll start throwing out some combinations for you. All right, you ready? We're doing this seated, we're doing this standing. A little bit of a reaction drill. We're working your brain and your body. You ready? We start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Forward, wide, up for right now. Good. Nice big motions. We're here for 1 minute. Good. All right, you ready? Up, wide, forward. And just stay there. Up, wide, forward. If you have to say it out loud, go for it. Nice. Forward, up, wide. Good. Up, down, up, down. It's a little bit of a cherry picker here. Good. Forward, wide, up, down. Good. Up, down. Forward, wide, up. Good. Oh no, I messed up. All right, up, wide for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake out those arms. All right, we're finishing with marches. Let's go. Pump those arms, pump those legs. You can lift the feet or just pump the knees. Good. Keep it up. If you want to make it a little fun, you can go wide, wide, narrow, narrow with those feet, or just move about your space. If we're seated, we're just here. Pump. Pump those arms, pump those legs, or we're just pumping those arms nice and big. Come on, we got 30 seconds left. Can we speed it up safely? If you want to add in a punch instead of that march, go for it. You got 30 seconds left. This can be your workout. If you want to do cherry pickers, you go for it. Come on. We're almost finished. Stay strong. 15 seconds left. Yes. Ooh, I see you working hard. Let's go. 10 seconds left. Come on. Finish. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Boom. Rest. Good work. Woo. I want you to grab a weight. We're finishing with a weighted sit-up. So we're gonna inhale back, exhale forward, weights at our chest, inhale back, exhale forward, elbows to knees. And then about halfway through, I'll add in like a nice little spicy bit. Take it or leave it, that's up to you. Obviously, if the weight gets too heavy, you can drop it because this does increase our intensity. We're gonna finish with nice weighted sit-ups for 1 minute. All right, you ready? Let's do this. We start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale back, exhale forward, elbows to knees. Let's go. Inhale, exhale. Good work. Inhale, exhale, engage in the core as we sit up nice and tall. Perfect. Here's where you can take or leave this challenge that I'm about to give you. Reach that weight forward if you want a little more. Last 30 seconds. Good. Perfect. With this reach, we're working our triceps, our chest, our shoulders, our biceps, and our core. So just adding in a lot of little things. It's so good. 10 seconds left. Stay strong. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Rest. Good work. All right, we're gonna add in one more thing before we stretch it out. Normally I do this at the beginning of our workout, but I'm just gonna kind of throw in something a little fun to work our brain a little bit more before we stretch it out. So if you have a tennis ball handy or a pair of socks, go on ahead and grab that. We're gonna finish with a little hand-eye coordination, neuromuscular exercises. So let's do this. Hand-eye coordination coming right up. We'll kind of like end a little bit of a cool down, if you want to call it that. With this hand-eye coordination, we're working dexterity, hand-eye coordination. It's gonna be good. All right, we're gonna inhale, squeeze that ball nice and tight. You can do this seated or standing. Exhale, release. Switch hands. Inhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. You can also do a fist if you don't have a ball. Last one here. Good, we're going for pancake. Toss from right to left. Add in a twist if you want a little more. Good. Nice work. Again, we're kind of doing a cool down, so if you would rather do this all seated, go for it. All right. I want you to choose your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, you're gonna start with your left hand. We're going for single hand tosses. Non-dominant hand. Again, add that twist if you want a little more. If you drop that ball, it's just part of your cool down to go get it. Good. They can be big tosses, they can be tiny tosses. Let's go for dominant hand now. Might find this side to be a little easier. Maybe not. Maybe you're ambidextrous and both sides are good. Awesome. All right. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're gonna exchange in front and overhead. So we're gonna open up those arms nice and big. Nice stretch. Bring that ball in front. Switch hands. Open up nice and big. Rotate palms to the sky. Up overhead. And down. In front. And overhead. In front. Overhead. Good. Nice stretch here. 3 more. Let's go. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. All right. Shake it out. This next one's gonna feel so good in our chest. We're gonna bring the ball behind our back, open up that chest nice and big. Good. We're gonna do a few clockwise, and then we'll go counterclockwise. Really open up that chest nice and big. Open that chest. Good. 4, 3, 2. Reverse the direction, counterclockwise. Nice stretch in the chest and those arms. Still working our hand-eye coordination. Hang on to nice and tight to that ball. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna exchange under the legs. So if we're seated, feet are together, legs are bent at 90 degrees. I'm gonna hinge forward, hold this stretch a little bit, grab the ball underneath, and then sit up nice and tall. So we're holding for a little longer. So you can exchange the ball to the legs, hold, and then sit up. If we're standing, we're just gonna slide bend in those knees. We're gonna hinge forward, hold for a little bit, nice stretch, and then squeeze in the glutes and stand. I'm gonna do this one seated. I think it feels better. That's just me. Ready? Let's go. So nice stretch in that lower back. Let those shoulders kind of hang, and then sit up nice and tall. Good. We're gonna do 5 nice stretches. That's 4. Good. 3. Good. Last 2. Hinge it forward. Last one. Nice stretch here. And sit nice and tall. Good. We're gonna go for some figure 8s. We're gonna go under, over, nice, slow, controlled moves. If we're standing, we're kind of doing nice, long stretches, touching opposite hand to that opposite knee as I push my hips from side to side. So you're either kind of doing a nice little side lungey stretch, or for those of us seated, we're gonna go under and over. Whoops, nice little stretches. Good. This is part of our cool down. 10 more seconds here. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we're gonna go for some nice little lateral reaches and pulls. So we're actually gonna hold here. So inhale, arms up overhead, balls in the air. Whatever hand the ball is in, you're gonna pull that elbow to that hip. The other arm stretches to the sky, and we're gonna hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale up, switch hands, pull that other elbow to that hip as you reach. 3, 2, 1. Good, reach and pull. 3, 2, 1. Reach those hands up and pull, hold. 3, 2, 1. One more on each side. Hold. 3. Reach the other arm up to the ceiling. Good. Switch. Ooh, nice stretch. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're gonna go nice little slow and controlled sky to ground reaches. So we're gonna reach up, and then we're gonna exhale and hinge forward. Nice stretch here. Hold. We can kind of rotate our neck from side to side. Slowly sit up to the sky. Nice reach. Sky. Exhale all the way down to the ground reaches. Good. We're gonna do one more just like that. I kind of like to place my hands on my thighs and slowly push up so I don't get dizzy. Last one. Inhale, reach, 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 lengthen, and that's fine. Exhale, come forward. Let that head kind of hang. Maybe you look from right to left or shake it yes or no. Good. I'm gonna leave my ball on the ground. I'm gonna place my hands on top of my thighs. Push through those thighs. Slowly sitting up nice and tall. Woo, we're gonna continue our stretch here. If you need some water, grab it. But we're gonna stretch it out and call it a day. Nice work, everybody. Kind of a fun way to end our workout with a little bit of hand-eye coordination, huh? Hopefully your body feels nice and slowed down a little bit. We're gonna do a nice little spinal twist. So let's breathe in. And we're gonna exhale and just twist to one side. I kind of like to place opposite hand on my thigh. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Exhale, twist to the other side. Good. Big breath in here. Exhale, come forward. I want you to reach those hands up overhead. Exhale, bring those hands behind your back. Grab your chair or clasp hands behind your back. Get a nice stretch in the chest. Big breath in. Exhale, round in the back like you're hugging a tree. Stretching out those back muscles. Good. And release. Good. Let's reach those arms up overhead into warrior one. Palms face each other. Exhale to warrior two. Push those walls away. Fingertips up to the sky. One arm comes across our chest. Hug that arm to your chest and rotate in the wrist. Good. Nice stretch in those arms. Reach those arms wide. Push those walls away. Fingertips up. Nice stretch in that forearm again. And those biceps. Other arm comes across our chest. Hug that arm to your chest. Rotate in the wrist. Good. And release. Good, let's stretch out this lower body. Grab underneath a knee, pull the knee up towards your chest. Rotate in the ankle, point and flex the toe. Exhale, lengthen that leg, long heels on the ground, toes pointed up, and reach. Maybe we reach for our shin, our knee, or our toes, depending on your flexibility. Using this breath, sink a little deeper, reach a little further if you can. We don't want to be feeling any pain, so keep that in mind. Good. We're going to grab underneath that knee, place that ankle on top of our thigh if this works for you. Get a nice stretch in the glutes and the hips. This is your opportunity to kind of check back in with your body. How are we feeling now? Think about how you came to class physically, mentally, and emotionally, and how are we doing now? Hopefully we're feeling a little bit more energized. Obviously we'd be tired because it was a good workout, but hopefully our mood's been boosted, muscles feel a little bit better. Good, place that foot on the floor. Grab underneath that other knee. Hug that knee up to your chest, rotate in the ankle point and flex your toe. Stretching is a good way to listen to our body, see what we need. If you need to hang on to a stretch for a little longer or do something different, go for it. This is your opportunity to take that time that you need. Exhale, lengthen long. Heels on the ground, toes pointed up, and reach. Good. Just know you're stronger now than when you started this workout. It's pretty cool. Yay. Grab underneath that knee, place that ankle on top of your thigh. Get a nice little stretch here. Be proud of your body for how it's moved for you today. Maybe you challenged yourself, did something new. Maybe you gave yourself permission to modify. Both are worthy of celebrating, so be proud of yourself. Sometimes the hard thing to do is to, tone things down a little bit, make some modifications so that we can be successful and finish strong. So important. Good. Bring that foot onto the floor. Take one more big breath in, and like my shirt says, you are stronger than MS or whatever else you are walking through. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you back at another Keep Moving with Emily.